have this HR17 hybrid machine, and the fault is with the SIOPS. So the machine is operational, I can use the functions and drive, everything is working fine, and we have no errors. If I go into display, the error code is grayed out. Okay, but if I'm going to activate the SIOPS by pushing the console down, if I'm going to push it just on the right hand side, the SIOPS is going to active, but it stays active as well, so it does not reset. Okay, so if you look on the screen, now I have a SIOPS going off constantly, okay, but the console is not pushed. There's no pressure on the console, so something is going on in the switches. If you go into error codes, you do have an error code 01A00000, and I'm just gonna check what the error code means. So I'm gonna type in the code on the Nifty website. It's 01A00000. So yeah, the error code is telling us that SIOPS switches are not reading correctly. Right here on the side we have the cover, under the cover we have the SIOPS switches, and now to get out of this fault I have to push the console down in the middle, and then they reset it. So I'm gonna check the wiring inside here, but I think the problem is not the wiring, is maybe the problem with the switches right here. Alright, so let's do that. So remove the cover here, so the switches are looking not so bad. There is not any damage on it or anything. We'll check each switch individually. So I will disconnect the switch wires one at a time, and I will measure resistance between the switch wires, and while I'm measuring resistance, I will try to move the switch and the cables around here just to see if that's going to make any difference, and that way we can detect the faulty switch if there is one. So I disconnect the top switch wires here inside the console. I will do resistance check, but before I do that I want to show you, I think that's where actually the problem was. Inside this crimp, you see the wire right in the middle of the crimp. So for some reason someone put that crimp across the wire. I crimped it on top of insulation because it's been crimped. If you look from the back, you can see it's been crimped, but in the middle is a wire with all the insulation on it. Really strange. But I will get this fixed, and I will do resistance checks anyway. I will show you how it should be. So I put a new crimp on the wire now, and I will do resistance test. I'm going to measure resistance across this top switch here, and I will be measuring between the brown and white wires. Okay, so if I push the console down, that should show the closed circuit, but that didn't change, still showing open. So now I think there is a problem with that switch, it's not working, so I will try to do the same test on the next one. So bottom switch on the right hand side, the wire colors are green and white, okay, and the resistance is 0.2 ohms, the closed circuit when the console is relaxed. If I push the console down, it's showing open circuit now. Okay, so that's the way it should be. So once the console is relaxed, you have a closed circuit. When you push the console down, it breaks the circuit. Okay, and the top switch is working opposite. So when it's relaxed, it should be open circuit. When you push it down, it should close the circuit. Okay, and that's what's not happening. On. So what I will do, I will feed the cable in, and then I have to put the new crimps on it. The switch comes up without the crimps. So I'll put the crimps on, and then we're gonna test it. Alright, so that's my new switch on. Okay, so let's have a look on the resistance now. So we have open circuit and the console is relaxed. I'm going to push the console down, and that became closed circuit. Okay, so it switched over. So they're working opposite. So the top one is normally open, or the open circuit when the console is relaxed, and the circuit gets closed when you push the console down, and the bottom one is working opposite way. So it's a closed circuit when the console is relaxed, and when you push the console down, it's going to open the circuit, okay? And it is exactly the same on this side. You do exactly the same test. So you check the resistance on individual switches, and that's how you can find a fault with them. Alright, so hopefully that's gonna be helpful. Okay, so switch replaced, all the wiring has been done now. So what I'm gonna try to do, I'm gonna try to see if it's working fine. I tested the machine for a while now and there's been no problems. So every time if I push the console down on the right hand side, we go into SIOPS, I release the console, and that resets straight away, okay? So that's where the problem was before, but now it's working fine. Release the console and that goes away. And if I do the same thing on the left hand side, push it down, get the SIOPS, release it, resets, okay? So that's all good now, it's all working fine. So that was kind of easy to fix. And just always do resistance checks, no need to do any voltage measurements, just do resistance and then you're gonna be good.